Hello, children. Welcome back to your history class. Today, we are going to talk about socialism in Russia. Before we go into this topic, we would discuss why socialism in Russia. Why socialism in Russia? The answer would be because Russia was being a ripe ground for revolution because of the social, economic, and political reasons. We already know how Tsar Nicholas was not looking into the welfare of the people, how he was being selfish, how he was only concentrating into a smaller section of society. Then we also know that after industrial revolution, Russia was being uh, entirely it was being divided into two classes, that is haves and have nots. The rich were getting richer day by day, and poorer were getting poorer day by day, and the whole society was converted into capitalist and the workers. And because of all these conditions, prevailing conditions, the ideas of socialism started emerging. Few philosophers had given a brilliant idea of socialism, like Louis Blanc, Karl Marx, Robert Owen, and Frederick Engels. So, all these things gave a ripe ground for the revolution or cropping up of the idea of socialism in Russia. So, to start with this topic, firstly, we should know that all political parties in Russia before 1914 were illegal. Okay, so why it was illegal? Because we all know that Tsar Nicholas II was the king that time. Okay, and he did not want any political party to operate there, and he was scared that any political party would take away his throne. Therefore, he had made all political party as illegal. But in spite of that, there were some political parties which functioned illegally and secretly. One of them was Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party, which was founded in 1898. It was also known as Workers' Party, it was also known as Labour's Party, and also sometimes Democratic Workers' Party. Okay, and it used to work, as I said, very secretly, illegally. It used to mobilize the workers, organize strikes, and set up even newspapers. It supported the ideology of socialism and supported workers, okay, those who were working in the urban areas, actively working in the cities. Okay, in the same line, there were another group of people who supported peasants. Okay, they said that peasants were the natural socialists. Okay, if you remember, we have already discussed that the peasants in Russia used to pool their land together and distribute the commune or the meal according to the needs. Okay, they divided it according to the needs of the individual family. So, because of their custom of dividing the land periodically, they should be the main force of revolution. This was the idea of some group of people. And to this idea, there was another political party which was formed in 1900, and it was known as Socialist Revolutionary Parties. So the two parties which were very active those days were Socialist Revolutionary Party and Social Democratic Workers Party. Democratic Workers Party worked for the workers. Socialist Revolutionary Party worked for the peasants. Now, there was a disagreement between these two parties. Okay, Social Democratic Party as well as Socialist Revolutionary Parties, they disagreed between themselves. Okay, now in the scene comes a very famous man, very important man in the Russian history, and he was Vladimir Lenin. He supported the party called the Russian Social Democratic Workers Party, Labour Party पनि भन्न सकिन्छ. And he said that no, not the peasants, but the workers should be the reason for the revolution in Russia. Because, he said, whatever they do, they protest, they do it in an organized way. And therefore, they are natural socialists, but not the peasants. He gave a very, elaborative reasons. He gave many reasons why peasants should not be the force behind revolution. And the first reason was, they said that peasants are not united. They would not come together for the revolution because they were, some peasants were rich and some peasants were poor. Amongst themselves only, some peasants employed the other peasants as workers. So some peasants were employer, the other was employee. Okay, so in the same section, he said that we could see rich as well as poor. He said that this differentiation within the peasants did not allow peasants to be a part of socialist movements. Okay. Now later on, what happens, children? Lenin, who becomes very famous later on, okay, when he comes to the scene, we would see the split of the party which was formed in 1898, the Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party. यो Workers' Party ने split भयो in the year 1903. दुईटा भागमा बाँडियो. एउटालाई चाहिँ के भन्यो? बोल्सेविक. अर्कोलाई के भन्यो? मेन्सेविक, बोल्सेविक है. बोल्सेविक चाहिँ रसियन भाषामा भन्दाखेरि बोल्सेविकको मिनिङ हुन्छ मेजोरिटी, मेन्सेविकको मिनिङ हुन्छ माइनोरिटी. So Bolshevik party was headed, the leader was Vladimir Lenin, and Menshevik leader was Julius Martov. Okay. So what was the ideas? Duita different ideas ke थियो भन्दा Bolshevik thought that party should be disciplined and should control the numbers and the quality of its members. Bolshevik ले भन्यो कि डिसिप्लिन हुनुपर्छ पार्टी र मेम्बर्स पनि कन्ट्रोल हुनुपर्छ, सिलेक्टेड मान्छे मात्रै आउनुपर्छ पार्टीमा. Whereas मेन्सेविकको आइडिया चाहिँ के थियो भन्दा नो, दे बिलिभ दैट पार्टी शुड बी ओपन टु ऑल. एभ्रीबडी, पेजेन्ट्स आउनुमा मन पर्ने पेजेन्ट्स आउँदा भयो, कमन पिपल, एनीबडी कुड come and join the party like in Germany. So there were two opposite thoughts which was going on between the two famous political parties, that is Bolshevik and Menshevik. We later on see that Bolshevik becomes very famous, Vladimir Lenin becomes very famous. As of now, we know that now people in Russia started slowly, revolting against the class division which they would see in the society, and they would voice for equality.